What's up, guys? Got some more Slayer action for you today. In this video, I want to talk about the role of a Slayer Duelist in large fights. Now, I do think this is something that, given a limited amount of Slayers, maybe one or two, I think there is a role to be played as a Slayer Duelist in these bigger fights. And this is the role: attacking from off angles. Doing this really catches people off guard. As you can see, this ranger is visibly confused. If you go and look at how he's moving, he has no idea where this damage is coming from. So really take advantage of that double jump. Get in these weird, awkward spots where the main fight isn't happening. You want to position yourself to where they have to pan their camera around to address you and to take care of you. And that is good, because let's say they all do that. Now, the main force, your teammates, are going to be beating on them because they're not looking the direction of the main force, and they're worried about this one guy flanking them from the left or the right or behind them or whatever. And then another obvious role that you see me playing right here is killing the opportunistic targets, the targets that are low, that are running away, that are standing outside of the group. That's kind of the gimme. I wanted to show this first clip just because this is, when everything's kind of going well. And as you can see, as soon as their attention turned to me, I still have 90% of my health, but as soon as I was in a position where I've been revealed, I've been spotted, my position is now fairly well known. They all just saw me right there, and they all started to turn on me. I'm gone. I'm not gonna fight them heads up. No way. Not on this, with how squishy this character is. And as you can see right here, I'm going around. The main force is going straight up those stairs, and I sort of go around. And that might not have been necessary. This fight was pretty much won. But that's kind of the mentality you want. You really want to be hitting those off angles, because that's how you're going to be getting a lot of value out of this class. Because there's going to be a lot of times where you open up, and then a bunch of people turn on you, and then chase you out of the fight. That's fine, because that means those people that are chasing you out of the fight are not helping their team, and your teammates, the primary force, is now, it's the best CC in the game. That's how you have to look at it, is that when people have to turn around and address you, it's the best CC in the game. So you see right here, going for the big pepper shot, stunning a bunch of people, whatever, trying to knock off that frost armor. And once their attention turned to me, I backed off. Now, here comes some people to deal with me. Now, if they're separated from the group, go for it. I'm going to, I actually have some stealth teammates here. This was sort of an impromptu random siege, so I'm not in a group with any of these guys. That's also a nice part about this role, right? If you're a Slayer playing this role, you can be the odd man out. Let's say you have a party of, 21 people. That one guy that isn't part of a group, it sucks to be that one guy, but not in this particular situation. You don't really need a group for this. You can play this role in these large fights without a group and sort of be your own little island. Now, that's not something I recommend in Crowfall in general as a whole, but in this particular instance, if you're the odd man out, that just there isn't enough room in any of the groups for you, it's not the worst thing in the world. So here you see in the back line, looking for the opportunistic picks, and the new castles and the new keeps and the forts also. There's a lot of terrain. You can get pretty sneaky with places to hide. The old forts, or the old keeps, were very open. These new ones actually have buildings and little hidey holes and ways you can get creative. I got a pick right there, and then another target is just going to sort of fall into my lap here, pop my anti-stealth, and I'm going to be able to see him in his Confessor ultimate there, and going to take him out. And bandages are your friend, man. I go through the bandages like crazy. I actually end up buying the cloth from other players. That's how much I go through bandages, and you're gonna need them if you're gonna play this role, because you're not gonna have access to a lot of that healing. You're gonna be out of range of healers, right? And that's good. You want to be hitting those off angles, and here you can see they're pushing them out of the fort. I'm a little bit patient. I wait to attack. And now it's time to sort of open up and let them have it. And the Slayer fully uncorked, man. I'm actually saving the footage of a team fight where they did not address me at all. If you just let the Slayer sit in the back line and just get pepper boxes on your whole team and just unload, you force the team to have to turn their cameras around and find you and address you. And the thing is that the way the camera works in this game is that that's actually kind of like finding the target that's attacking you and having to pan your camera 180 is a far bigger deal in this game than it is in a game like World of Warcraft. Because in a game like World of Warcraft, it's tab target, you're zoomed out, you can see everything nice and clear, whatever. In this game, let's say your whole team is focus firing the knight on your team, for example. And then they're like, oh my god, it's Zyback, he's in our back line. Everybody switches Zyback. Now they have to untarget that guy, find me, 180, all target me. Meanwhile, I'm gone. Like, I ran away. Then, what do? They either chase me and waste more of their time and effectively CC themselves, or they have to turn back around, find the target that they were on, reacquire him, all that stuff. It just takes time. So that's sort of the role here. And as you can see, I didn't get too greedy there. I could have used my mobility to chase some of those guys down. But you really don't want to use your mobility aggressively if you're playing this role. Like, you don't want to get too gung-ho and, like, dodge into the fight and then get screwed when everybody turns on you. So you really want to play it pretty passive. So, anyway, next clip coming up here in a second, I think will really show off more of the CC element, because this is sort of annoying. So if you're doing this and they're heavily babysitting you, like, if the enemy, like, big group is like, watch out for Zyback, he's gonna be doing this role or whatever, and they're doing that, they're really, I mean, it's a huge CC, and you'll see in this clip right here, this clip in particular really highlights how dramatic it is when the whole team turns around to focus you, and then how much of a detriment that is to the main fight happening. The main concept being that if you could get 5 guys to waste 5 seconds turning their camera around to deal with you while simultaneously losing their focus target and losing what's happening during the fight, that's a 25. That's the best CC in the game, hands down, if you can do that. And when your name is Zyback, they like to waste a lot more than 5 seconds trying to kill your ass. So, as you can see, this attempt was a failed attempt. But the goal is shots on goal. If I shoot enough shots on goal, eventually one's going to go in. And I know that I've got a Slayer trying to babysit me here, and here he comes trying to open on me. So I'm gonna have a little tussle with him. And notice, I do not use my mobility aggressively, except for that one dodge. I'm not gonna like pop my ultimate and chase this guy and go for the kill. Could I have killed this guy? Yeah, probably. I probably could have killed this guy, but would I have also died? Most likely. I would have most likely had that entire group turn on me and kill me, and then I can't harass the group anymore, right? So it wouldn't have been worth it in my opinion. So, speaking of shots on goal, this one's going to go in. I'm going to catch a guy. As you can see, that order force is moving. The fight is moving up that hill. My teammates are sort of getting pushed back right now. And I'm going to get that Confessor. There he pops out of his ultimate right there. Going to end up killing him. So I get a kill right there. I probably didn't need to back off quite this much, but I was a little bit concerned that after getting that kill, that whole group was going to turn on me. So fast forward a little bit. This cleric is now going to go for the res. I guess he assumes that I ran off, so he is now going for the res, and I'm going to interrupt his attempt right here and try and get a kill on him. Now, he pops his ultimate, which is just this huge barrier. So that's an ultimate that the team that team no longer has access to. So that's definitely a good value. And I'm going to get this guy pretty damn low. And as you can see, I'm going to go over this hill, right? This cleric is damn near dead. So I think the main Chaos Force probably cleaned this guy up, and another guy runs across my screen. He's pretty low. Now watch what happens. They all turn on me. That cleric was probably like, oh my god, there's a guy on me in the back, blah, blah, blah. And then now they're all turning on me. Big CC. Big fucking CC. And you're going to see what happens when they all turn on me. So I run away. Gonna go into stealth. Now look, Blazin is... I assume Blazin, he's out there. He pushed way up, so I assume he probably got a few kills right there. And you're going to see when I make my way back to the main fight, they have cleaned up. I think all those low HP guys up at the top there, they got cleaned up. And a lot of that, I'd like to think, is because a lot of their force just literally turned their backs to the main fight. And as you can see, this is another, archers are going to suck for you. So yeah, that archer had my number there. He rapid fires me. I go into stealth, and then this fight's pretty much over. So hopefully you guys sort of get the idea of the role that you can play as a Slayer Duelist in these bigger fights. I do think that this role is probably best if it's limited to 1 to 2 people. If you have a bunch of duelists trying to do this, then individually it's going to be very low value because those off angles aren't so much off angles anymore if a bunch of people are hitting them, and people are able to pan their camera and easily find a duelist. So I'd much rather have extra duelists be allocated to the main fight. I think that's just a better value proposition. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. Slayer Duelist, I think it has a role in these bigger fights. Let me know what you think.